Hey guys, this is third time in one day when I decided to make a stream, just doing reading activity here. This one is going to be like very short. I just ate food and I need to like 40 minutes to digest it probably. Before I'll go to sleep. So I've been thinking about to play Battlefield or just to read, and I even started the Battlefield, but then I felt too lazy to push buttons. So let's just move Tonk instead. We've been stopped at this, like chapter 2, Pendulum. So let's just continue from this point. Pendulums, groups of people thinking in the same direction, create information-based energy structures called pendulums. These structures will eventually begin to develop independently. Pendulums create their own laws and make people obey them. What people don't realize is that they are unwillingly acting in the interest of these pendulums. How do we get out of this suggestion that stick to us like glue? Rent yourself out. Destructive pendulums. Ever since we were kids, we have been taught to submit ourselves to someone else's will, performing our duties, serving our country, our families, the political party, the company we work in, the government, and even serving ideas. We have been taught to submit to everyone else's will, as long as our own will had... Okay, there is a sound on stream. We had been taught and submit everyone else's will as long as our own will had those lowest priority. Everybody has more or less a sense of obligation, responsibility, necessarily, and guilt. Everybody in one way or another serves in various group and organization like one's family, society, educational institution, one's working place, one's political party, and the government, and so on. All these structures are born and start to develop when a separate group of people start thinking and acting in the same way. The new people join the organization group and the structure grows, gaining strength, forcing its members to follow established rules until it reached a point where the structure is able to subjugate large social groups to its will. On the level of material realization, energy structures consist of people. Energy structures consist of people united by common goals and material objects such as buildings, constructions, furniture, equipment, technology, and so on. But what is the process that enables structures, such as those mentioned above, to be formed? A structure is created when thoughts of a group of people are focused on one direction, that the parameters of their thought energy becomes identical. Thought energy of independent individuals merges into one flow. Merges into one flow. Hence, in the middle of energy ocean, an independent information-based energy structure is created that is called the energy pendulum. This structure starts living its own life and makes those that took part in a certain on and took part in its creation obey its laws. But why are these structures called pendulums? Because the higher and faster a pendulum swings, the more people adherent последователи feed it with their energy. Every pendulum has its own characteristic frequency of vibration. For example, you can make the swings go high up in the air only by applying a force of certain frequency. That type of frequency is called resonance. If the number of a pendulum adherents decrease, adherence, right? Adherence decrease, the pendulum swings will slow down and eventually its swinging motion will be extinguished. When there are no more adherents to swing the pendulum, it will stop and as an entity. It will stop and as entity. It will die. Entity.
Entity.
It will stop as an entity. A things with distinct and independent existence. Church and empire were fused in a single entity. Church and empire were fused in a single entity. Sliani, it will stop, and as entity it will die. Here are several examples of dead pendulums. Ancient pagan religions, stone tools, and ancient form of weaponry. Old-fashioned trends and vinyl records. In other words, everything that existed before and is no longer in use. You are probably surprised. Can all these things really be pendulums? Yes, any structure whose particular features were shaped by people's thoughts, energy. Through energy. People through energy. Is a pendulum. You could say that in general all living beings that are able to radiate energy in one direction will eventually form an energy pendulum. Here are examples of pendulum that exist in nature and wildlife. Colonies of bacteria, population of living creature, schools of fish,
Schools
of fish, herds of animal, woodlands, prairies,
prairies,
And what is this? I don't know what this prairies is. And colonies and so on. Any structures consisting of living organizations that are of a relatively homogeneous and well-ordered nature can form pendulums. Homogeneous. Living organisms that are of a relatively homogeneous
Homogeneous. Homogeneous.
old-fashioned term for homogeneous.
Homogeneous. Homogeneous. Homogeneous.
Homogeneous. Relatively homogeneous.
Relatively.
Living organisms.
Organisms.
Homogeneous. Homogeneous and well-ordered nature can form pendulums, and since every living organism represents an energy unit, it can also be considered a pendulum. So when these pendulum units group together and start swinging in unison, they create a group pendulum. It stands over its adherents like a separate and independent superstructure. It will make up rules for its adherents. In order to keep them together but also to attract new ones. Such a structure is self-governing in the sense that it develops independently. According to its own laws, its adherents don't know that they are acting by the law of the pendulum and not on their free will. For example, a bureaucratic apparatus develops as a self-governing structure, independent of the will of its separate officials. Influential officials could, of course, make certain independent decisions, but this decision cannot be in conflict with the laws of the systems. Otherwise, such an advocate would be rejected. Even a single person who is already a pendulum by himself isn't always aware of his own motivations. One example of such a person is the energy vampire. Any pendulum is destructive by its nature. This is because it takes energy from its adherents and established power over them. The destructiveness of a pendulum is evident in the fact that it doesn't care about the fate of its individual adherents. The pendulum has only one goal: to maintain a constant flow of energy from its individual adherents, and whether this will benefit or harm an individual adherent is of no concern to the pendulum. If a person is under the influence of a system, he has to live his life in accordance with the system laws, otherwise the system will chew him up and spit him out. Being under the influence of a destructive pendulum can easily ruin one's life. To break free from the pendulum and not suffer any losses as a result is usually a very difficult thing to do. If a person is lucky, he will find his own place in the system, where he will feel like a fish in the water. Being an adherent, the person gives his energy to the pendulum, and the pendulum in return provides him with an environment where this person is able to live. But as soon as an adherent starts breaking the rules of a given structure, the frequency of the thought's energy is no longer in sync with the resonance frequency of the pendulum. The pendulum is no longer getting any energy from this adherent. This results in the big-headed adherents being thrown out of the system or even destroyed. If a person is brought to a place that is far away from his most favorable tracks, then life in the structure of an island pendulum turns into a living hell or simply into a depressing and boring existence. Such a pendulum is nothing but destructive to the adherent, and the person falling under the influence loses his freedom. He has to live by the laws forced upon him and serve as a cog in a huge machine whether he likes it or not. Yet a man can be under the patronage of a pendulum and achieve outstanding results. Napoleon, Hitler, Stalin, and other similar figures were all favorites of the destructive pendulum. Nonetheless, the pendulum doesn't care about the welfare of its adherents, and it uses them solely for its own purposes. When Napoleon was asked if he had ever been truly happy, he was able to number only a few days out of his entire life. Pendulum use refined methods to attract. Holy shit, Yursuran, hello. How is it going? You have like different font. I barely can see your name in this chat. How are you doing? Listen, feels very nice. Like I'm doing the third stream in a row. Yeah, third stream in a row today. Like, and I feel so energetic now and like buffed. My brain is like pumped. How you doing? Good, good. How are you? I'm also like kind of very good. Especially when I start to count the days before I will rest. It is just months left. I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited about it. I don't know why I'm happy. How, like probably you supposed to think the person who is like going to stop getting money is supposed to look much worse than I do, like, and the happiness feeling supposed to be less than mine. Only months left, yes. Months and 7 days probably. By the way, I still going to work, but not the digging, you know, just some very easy work to do just to get by. It is some kind of side work, which is like not going to consume all my energy. I have a lot of ideas which I need to bring into the life. There is so many stuff to do and so many games to play. Holy shit. Do you have any plans on this year? Listen, I'm literally been thinking about to create a video about the ghosts. I've been watching YouTube yesterday. The man had 11 millions of people watching that specific topic. He's like going to the places where it is supposed to be crime or not too bad. Are you ready for your big entertainment progress? Holy shit, what is happening, guys? Is it you? Is it you who bring the people here? Your Suran, I just didn't have opened the Twitch event chat. Hello, hello, guys. 11 million
it's
just been open. Mama Limo High closes. I'm not really. I had a few things lined up. That's also nice. And strong, and not only, and not the hands, all the body strong, and not even the body. I'm mentally too strong, too. Just have very nice mood right now. No. Listen. As I've been telling this information about, like, yesterday I've been watching the video when the man was like creating a video about the ghosts topics, and he was sleeping at the place where it is where been happening the crime, and there was like dead people, and like there is so many people who enjoy watching that stuff. And listen, the only stuff you need to do, like, just create a video and put the green filter on it. I know the stealing's idea is not the good idea, but it is not stealing. I'm just going to create different types of video. I'm so excited. Literally, there is so many things to do, so many. But oh, the terrible situation is going to be if the November comes, and of course it will. And if I will survive to that point, if I just would start playing games and do nothing around that, you know, no video, anything, just to become fat and playing the games, that's also might be happening, who knows. There is so many options to become worse than I am now.
What?
What?
You're following me, and I, you know, how do I zoom in on this? Oh yeah.
Your surround, it is your voice is behind, but thank you so much for following. Klausis, thank you so much, guys. I didn't get like new followers like for months probably already, and I know just 12 days. Gonna have a cameraman? No, are you kidding me? Who is going to be part of this bullshit, man? Listen, while you are nobody, like nobody cares about you, like, listen, but literally it is very stressful.
What? You're following me, and I,
Mama Lima, thank you so much. So
you know, how do I zoom in
how
on this?
did you
Oh yeah.
get here? Like, the stream is just 11 minutes, and I don't understand how actually you find this channel. Because it is like in the middle of nowhere on Twitch. Like there is it is 0.0001% to be searchable on Twitch. Listen, if you are the person who have huge eggs and decided to go to the, listen, for example, even if you just no go any buildings where somebody were killed some days or back days, even if it is just forest, and you get there alone with a camera, and if you have a mental idea that is somebody, good decision, guys. Thank you, and you just have a mental idea that is something going to happen to you, or if you're supposed to see something like supernatural, you know, or some kind of this stuff, you might crap yourself in the middle of the forest, I'm telling you. Even if there is nothing like happening, all the sound around would drive you so crazy. This is, I remember back days when I with my friend, I don't know the name, how it calls. Give me a second to translate it. Подвал. I went to the basement. And we also been pretending that it is a ghost there. But you know which is terrible situation is? We've been spinning this idea in the head like for so long, and there was absolutely no any lights in that basement. And I've been following in the corridor, how to say it? Hallway, no, corridor. Corridor, it is the same, literally like corridor.
Corridor.
Hallway, yeah, it's probably. That's what you're saying, you wanna go to a forest and shit. Sounds like a plan, literally, I'm telling you. But I wish to get back into the home so two people were able to see it. That would be a bad idea if I would crop myself and lost that material. I still don't know. I have a sister who also want to be part of it because I've been sharing this idea to her, and she wanna be a part of it. Especially she like the stuff like that one. But the problem is she absolutely don't know English, and if we would do it in Russian language, so I don't know. Do I really want to do it, or I just might to put translations there on the video? But literally it is not going to be a lot of words. It is most of the time is going to be sound like and what? Did you see that? What was it sound like? This is what all this video is about. And like, did you hear that? Did you? Yeah, this is literally. And I was in that basement, and there is like hallway, very narrow hallway, and there was absolutely no any lightings in that basement, and no windows, and that was already like night. There is no any chances to be enlightened the way there. And I've been following through that corridor, and on the right side there was a light, like literally pointing into my, like that was a beam pointing into my eye. And when every time I've been trying to watch that direction and check what the fuck is that, the lighting was fading off. Can you imagine this bullshit? And then I again like, and there was goosebumps everywhere, and I felt so freaking scary, and I just did a one step back, and there is no lightings, and one step forward, and there was lighting again, like the beam pointing into my right eye again. And then I freaking start running out of that freaking basement, man. Yes, and my pants actually were dry, okay? How you seen the dudes in Ukraine that go to Chernobyl? Have you seen the dudes in Ukraine that go to Chernobyl? They do it in Russia and have a separate channel. If or translate. No, I didn't. Because I didn't check this topic at all. What you're saying is what you... Okay. I'm just suddenly, I don't even know how did I find the channel of that man yesterday, but he has like 11 million people who are watching his channel, and like the topic is paranormal activity. It might be interesting just to create few videos. I'm not going to take it serious. I mostly want to be... I have a man on a Twitch who I want not to copy, but to do almost the same what he does. The name is like I will put link in the chat, but he has conversational topic all the time. That's probably what I want to do. Like he's not playing serious like it, and he's not stick to any game. No, he has his favorite one, but he's not serious about it. Mostly he just reads some information on Reddit, just discuss some stuff with the guys in the chat. This is like bring me more joy, because actually you have the opportunity to communicate with people. If I would integrate myself into the game while I'm playing, like completely concentrate on a game, I can be fun playing and like doing that stuff, because I'm taking the game very serious, and if I die a lot, so I become angry. And no, some people like to see angry people, but then I need to buy that stuff which I need to relieve my stress to. If I would just sit and my face is going to turn red, so I will die. Like I will get some blood stuff in my brain and I would die on stream. So I don't want to end like that one. And I also like have an idea to bring here a bench, and I will do exercise each hour, just to relax a little bit. So, but it is also going to be as winter, and it is not enjoyable to get out of a warm flat from warm home to outside and record some videos. I need also to find some information how to create a searchable video on YouTube, because, for example, I've been searching for learning English through reading on YouTube, and I didn't even find the channel of mine. So I need to figure out how to use all these hashtags, all these tags, but all this stuff we will do in the November when I will have more time. Now I just need to speak more and read more. This is the only stuff I need to be concentrated on right now and dedicated. Feels better, literally. When you're practicing each day, like every day or daily, it becomes easier and easier. But also this particular book is not that hard. Solely for its own purposes, when Napoleon was asked if he had ever been truly happy, he was able to number only a few days. Listen, which scary game to play first? How do you think? I think Alien Predator, or how that game is. I need something very scary, very scary. And I'm so unexperienced when it comes to those genre of the games, horrors. I just enjoy it, but I don't play it. I mostly been watching on YouTube or on the other guys' streams. I would check for the list. The best horror games ever been created on PC gaming. Okay, you're not communicating with me anymore, then I will continue to read. Pendulums use refined method to attract new adherent. What is the refined is? Изощрённые.
Refined.
Pendulums use visage was kinda scary visage. Okay. I'm playing some scary games now in October. Oh, you have like a schedule. Schedule? That's nice. Okay, thank you. I will check it. I actually put it into the bookmark, or just mark. Oh, I'm so excited. Outlast is pretty scary, but I've been watching that game like for a few times. We only may rely on my bad memory, and it is literally bad, because I just, even if I've been watching through all the gameplay, from start to the end. I just remember only few moments. So for me it is going to be absolutely new experience. But Outlast doesn't seem that scary. Amnesia. I'm already like telling about this game 3 years in a row and I didn't play even once. Amnesia seems scary. All the games where you can't fight against the paranormal activity, you just have option to run off or from the stuff. All those kind of games are scary if you can't defend yourself. Outlast is pretty scary. Yeah, I finished one game already on my second one. That's nice. That's nice. Do you pay attention how I using like RTX technologies here, like blurring the background of my room? I so enjoy by this stuff. Easy peasy, man. Oh, look at this shit. But let me keep this one. This one. I finished that one. It's not that bad. You actually so variety streamer. You play so many different games. And I'm stick to one. I'm only like the Battlefield player. And I mostly play it with no stream. And I didn't even try any new games. I can like literally stick to the Battlefield. And I'm just silently playing alone after the work. Like, not every day, but from day to day, it's like 1 hour. I let myself to rest. And I'm just sitting here, listening some books and playing with myself. I finished that. One of my favorite was the Dead Space. Oh, Dead Space is literally very scary, but there is a problem with the resolution of my monitor. But I've been checking about the widescreen fix program, but I think maybe it is a bit too much blur. No, not too much, man. It is just okay. It is just fine. There is option like make it even like more blurry, like this one. That's what I can take and say too much. I'm just trying to pretend like you were not able to see a mirror behind me. That's how I trying to blur it. Like that one. Like this green stuff is annoying on stream. Oh! Did I fix it? Listen, look at this shit. Look at this shit. I'm actually having a skull, which you may see even if I have a skin on my body. Look how fucking not fat am I. But I'm telling you, I ate more than usual. I'm trying to gain some weight and I'm just only gaining the power, you know, which I become stronger. But I can't gain any weight. But I think maybe it is a bit too much blur. Might as well throw on the stream and play it. I lose train of thoughts. What we need to throw on stream and play? Which one? I'm telling you, I need to buy that freaking Steve stuff, which I will have opportunity to kick ass. I check in from time to time, but the price is holy shit, man. I also want to buy a leather jacket, and the price is also so freaking too much, and also leather boots, which the price is also. You fat? You just lying to me. I've been checking your channel and I saw you. I'm just upset about that. 2 people were following the channel and you were here and you didn't see the notification which I've been creating, man. I'm upset about this. I need to put notification like above the list, like on the top. But now nobody would. The battlefield. Throw on the stream and play. No, I think the stream has a big delay. Okay, let me type a message into the chat. Like I would put like 1, and we would see how the delay is. 3, 2, 1, 1. I think the stream has a big delay. I don't think so. I'm probably like for 5 or to 10 seconds, no more. Probably it is because I'm doing restream and there is like a delay. No, Battlefield is like... It is not a game for streaming anymore for me. I can't consider the Battlefield 4. Oh my god, like it is literally like probably 15 seconds. 15 seconds. The delay is huge, but I can't do anything about it. Only stop streaming through the restream. But I found it. Hey. I've been... You know what? I saw there was a bitrate problem a few minutes ago. But now it's okay. Battlefield isn't the game anymore for... Wait, type 1 again and I will tell you how long it is delay for me. Okay, 1. It is strange actually, probably because it is of my preset. I put a medium there and I'm encoding through the GPU. Or probably because I didn't restart the router before I start to stream. Actually, it is a mistake. Every time when you start to stream, it is better to reset the tools you have. Holy shit, literally like... The delay is terribly huge. But it's okay, we are not going to sit here like too long. It is time to sleep soon. Oh my god. Oh my god. Don't tell me that this you still don't get messages. Holy shit, man. I'm already starting to be sweaty. And you still didn't get the message? Holy shit. Probably I've been changing something in the settings, but I didn't remember that I've been putting a delay there. And somebody been changing the preset. What the fuck? Literally like there is some changes. Keyframe 0 again. And there is a fast preset instead of medium. Hey, come on. Probably there is a delay. No, stream delay. I may add 20 seconds to the delay. Automatically reconnect. No, there is nothing to change. It's probably because I didn't restart the stream before I start. But I'm telling you, I wasn't expect nobody here, like anybody here, because I just started and immediately start to read. Every time when I'm literally expecting people to come here, it's nobody is there. But when I'm absolutely didn't pay attention on it, I just started and immediately start to read. There is like people came into the chat and even got to follow. I'm telling you, I've been streaming for so long, for 12 days, and nobody were following. And even in those 12 days, the man who been following to my channel, he been unfollowing the next day. Bastard! He had a bad karma now. Pendulum use refined methods to attract new adherents that fly to them. It is so strange feelings. When I had no GPU, I've been excited about to play the Call of Duty. I had so vicious feeling, so bright feeling inside. Just wanted to play so hard. And now I have this opportunity and I don't play at all. How it works, I don't understand myself sometimes. Pendulum use refined methods to attract new adherents that fly to them like moths to a flame. How often do people seduced by pendulum advertising tricks wander away from their happiness that was all the time right in front of them? People join the army and perish there. But guys, you were talking between each other. Good decision, yeah, and like hands strong. Hi, and then you just been telling about the links in the chat and I don't see you anymore. Like acting in the chat. Probably you're still here, but what was that? What was that? Good decision, yeah. And you disappeared. Could be what? Could be a bot maybe. Maybe. But bots actually... When the bots are follow the channel, you can see them in the list on Twitch. No. If the bots are following the channel, you don't see number in the follow. I will show you display capture. Like here is the number, see? Like there it says like 2 people were following, and like if the bots mostly follow the channel, this number remains the same, like, but probably they are, who knows? Because that was very strange. Like hi, follow, and then like, just left. Conversation about the link and just left. But I'm telling you, I'm only upset about that. You didn't see the notification I've been creating. I've been spending for so long time to create that. Because my knowledge are not the best at doing that. I was suffering to create that GIF file. How often do people seduced by pendulum advertising tricks wander away from their happiness that was all the time right in front of them? Listen, if I would have the same feelings and the level of the energy which I have right now in the future, like daily, that would be so freaking nice. Because right now I'm ready like to move Earth from its point. Ugh. Holy shit, man. Literally. So good. So good. But I need to go sleep and I don't want a bit. That was all the time right in front. I don't see it, I just hear sound. Did you actually play the New World, or how that game is, which is the killer of new RTX video cards? There is so many people are enjoying that game. New World or something like that. I don't even know if it is a free game or you need to pay. And the Battlefield 2042 is like in November 18 probably. They delayed the game release. have very strange feeling right now. I've been so excited about the new Battlefield, and now I don't feel anything inside. Absolutely, like I wouldn't even upset if there is no any new Battlefield. How it works? How it works? It's probably because I weren't play any games during the 1 year. That all that period I were sitting with no GPU, and now I have immunity and resistance to any games. And now I have only the feeling inside like as addiction just to read all the time. Nope, I didn't touch it yet. You have to buy it. Okay. Now I have obsession. No, obsession or obsessity. When it is the devil inside, how it calls? Одержимость. У меня одержимость к чтению. I have an obsession for reading now. I spent so many money, so much money just to buy that RTX, just to continue reading. Well, this is like the best decision ever I made in my life. People join the army. Think the new Battlefield isn't coming out till November. They delayed it until the November 18 probably. I can only imagine how many people would swap into the Battlefield game out of Counter-Strike community, Call of Duty. The Blizzard game is how it calls. Overwatch. There is like a ton of people who would try to get the best of the Battlefield experience. And I'm already been listening how the Dr. Disrespect thinks about it. He also going to like spend days and nights playing that game. Like Shroud, the same probably. Did you hear the news about that? Totman? No. How was it his name? He left the Twitch, and now he's playing with Disrespect as the old day. Team the Totman. I wasn't following his channel, but I know he's very big. Like he also decided to leave the Twitch because he got a contract on YouTube which will let him like live without any he got huge amount of the money. That's what I want. He don't need any of them anymore. Like he decided to leave the Twitch. Так. Feels like my energy completely done. I can't anymore create the sentences. Yeah, he's on YouTube. Team the Totman. Yeah, they both. And also the bad news about the Russian guys who still continue making streams on Twitch. There is a reducing price for subscription on Twitch, and now you can follow the channel of people who live in Russian Federation, Ukraine and Belarus for just probably $1.50, as the other channels like in different countries is like for $5. And there is so many complaints in Russian internet about that news. Like the people so upset. because now they think that they need to get for 5 more times viewers on the channels to get the same amount of the money. The people complains who is like literally making the Twitch its work, their work. Now literally complaining a lot. But probably in this case they just need to think about advertising games, like communicate with people more who are developers of the games, so to put links on the stream. Like that's how they might be forced to create better contents, probably too. It is not that bad actually. And in theory, the people probably also will think that there is no any opportunities for them on Twitch anymore, because like it's literally you need to have huge amount of the people to be able to survive. Like no job for 5 times more people. No, for 5 times more subscribers to get the same amount. That sucks, yeah. And you know what the situation is? Why actually I decided to quit the job? Because I wanted to like to be, and I still want to be very serious at creating content. I'm not only relying on the Twitch. I'm just relying on all the PC technologies, like about the creating some contents. But it is going to be not that the easy road which I choose. And I hope something will help me. Some paranormal force will help me, because holy shit, man, I have no idea how I'm going to advertise myself, like, and how to bring people's attention here. Oh, it is going to be tough road. But when you see like people who is already successful on Twitch, it seems very easy. Like the activities they are doing is not like super duper hard. They just Reddit clips, YouTube, TikToks, Instagram. Yeah, there is Twitter never were working, can be honest. Probably I've been using that wrong way, but the Twitter is completely freaking useless stuffs. Gotta post stuff everywhere. Yeah, there is like a cross clip. There is option in the Streamlabs site. You may join there, and there is like cross clips, and you can in one click to put the clip like in all the direction, like on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and all this blah 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 stuff. But you literally like need to create some kind of unique content, because let's plays nowadays is absolutely useless. Like nobody care about. If you just did a nice headshot in the game, like nobody is also would enjoy it. It's only work when you are already successful. Like then people would comment it, and like for example, there is 2 people. One is popular and another one is absolutely no one. And he like did insane shot and put the link into the YouTube. Nobody would watch it. For example, if the ninja would do the same stuff, like everyone in the internet would say like, yeah dude, that was awesome. Like there is huge difference between when you already have success and you are nobody yet. But it actually works as a snowball if you would constantly doing the stuff. And yeah, Reddit probably the place, because a lot of the people actually sitting on Reddit, and the community is some kind of positive. YouTube is also the like very nice platform to advertise yourself. But it's supposed to be useful content, very useful content, not the same stuff which you are doing on Twitch. On my Instagram I just post funny stuff, like must lie singing stream clip. But did you see any profit, like, or you are not that active yet? Because I never been using TikTok, YouTube for advertising myself. I only been trying Twitter, and not I never were like pushing too hard on Twitch or on Twitter. Just from time to time. Holy shit. Viewers, you mean? Just I thought it is like live viewers on during the stream. I mean, got a lot of replies. And did you get any new viewers like in the next stream on your Twitch? I only had like, I don't even remember this number ever in my channel. No, once it was like 1, 2, I think. Listen, but it is not that bad. Can you imagine, like, I'm already like doing the streams how long, but I'm not the person who is constantly doing this because of my schedule and my work. My channel is completely freaking dead. Like, this 90 people, and like, okay, let's be honest, like 88 people, and there is no any new. I just, thanks a God, the people stop unfollowing the channel. It is already like a success. But literally, when I stopped playing Pass of Exile and Battlefield, I don't see any like growing on my channel. Even if I would get 1 or 2 peoples in a month, I'm already supposed to have like 36 current people like every stream. This number seems so little until you would count it, or until you will take it into account in a long run period of time. And it would also like increase the amount as a snowball, because like if you already would have like 30 people watching you, there is a chance that other people will notice your channel is also increasing. I think since I got my motorbike, I wanted to create motorbike content, but I think I'm too lazy. I should work harder for that. 1 a month is asking a lot. Yeah, literally like 1 a month is, but it also depends of information which you, if you are creating useful content for people, if you just will continue to sit and play, there is no any chances that you have no even consider this as a plan. If you just would say sit and play and have a hope that somebody would find you and like throwing money at you, or just spending its time with you, just communicate, it is like no chance at all. We just live in a time where you're literally supposed to create something useful for people, and only then they would be grateful for you, and then probably they would spend some of their free time, because we live in a time where we just don't have like a lot of free times too. So the people are actually sacrificing their lives watching you live. I think I get a lot of viewers need to do IRL stuff, maybe. To get a lot of viewers need to do IRL, and in real life, not only just chatting like this one, like literally move your ass outside, or just to buy a pool and like sit on the banana in the bikini with very beautiful mustachio. And there is a fan going to like blow into your face, and you like move your hands, and your hands like flow or going bowling. I think a lot of people like to watch that. It is still a pretty unique market. It is still a pretty unique market. Yeah, that's what I mean, like streaming going through town or something. Or going bowling, literally like stream from the forest, or just from the building where nobody lives anymore, and it looks terrible, where all the addicted men like using the narcotics or like all this stuff. if you would put yourself in that situation and somehow you would advertise this like in a few, like for example in a Reddit topic, like you would say people you are going to do this in 7 days, but people do not supposed to know where it is, where is that occasion going to be happen, because they might just freak you out there, just cut you and fuck you in your ass like in the stream. This is not going to be fun. Or going below, I don't know. Well, can't film that might get banned. And in that area maybe would be unique. Yeah, everybody like ghosts and all this bullshit. The success is the green filter. If you may whatever you want put in the green filter, you already like half success, having half of success. Useful topics. Hard to say actually which one to choose, and how much actually literal experience you have to teach people whatever you want. For me it might be like one of the idea also try to first I need to be more considered and put more efforts into the English, which I'm going to do like in a very close future. Learn all the like tiny sneaky stuff in English, and then probably provide content on YouTube, like how actually I did learn the English. It is also might be one of the idea, like probably just to have separate just different channels and to create content which you might think that might be useful for other people. For example, where you've been investing a lot of the time, you got experience, and now you just make a summary of those knowledge which you think might help you in the start of your road, like which stuff you wanted to know before you start that road. So when the sister coming on stream? The sister, actually she's like, I'm literally telling you, she's like ready to create that part, that kind of content, because she's some kind of addicted about the topic. She likes it so much. No joke. The problem is when you say things out loud which you don't make yet. You just have a plan. And if you say it out loud, there is so little chance it might be happened. But literally, if I would just write few messages to my sister and ask her to, I'm ready to create a video about the ghost topics, like let's go to the place where nobody is living, and like she would say, oh, holy shit, let's go, let's do this stuff. She's like literally addicted to it. Well, I'm looking forward to this content. This is going to be very bright emotions, because literally like it is very scary. Even if I understand there is like no any paranormal stuff, because people were investing huge amount of the money and literally were in the places which is very dangerous, and they put cameras everywhere, microphones and all this blah blah stuff, and they like were sleeping in those situations, and like there were never any activities, just some noises which you may explain because of the warm, because they were like using the flame and all this blah blah blah. You might explain why it was happening, but inner feelings still like going to kill you from inside. Me too, plus OnlyFans content too. Wow, listen, there is some people were joined the stream. I'm literally, this is the way I can make money. I'm telling you, my body, no joke, listen, I'm right now in the so fucking good shape. I have no freaking fat. I just separate, all the muscles are separated. Like, I'm only become better and stronger. Look at this fucking shit. And people are literally like, hey, where it is my microphone? Like, look at this fuck. I have no fucking fat at all. Look at this shit. There is a nipple switch. Not able to show. I'm literally like, I may go to the places and ask, like, man, like, do something with my body and give me fucking money. Probably on the place where just people to put some things, or probably I need to spend time to go to the models places. And what if somebody would say like, okay dude, we will think about what we might do, because literally like I have very nice shape and I don't use it. So many people are trying so hard, like literally torching themselves on the diet. I'm trying to freaking gain weight. I'm ate so many shits and I can't gain weight. I'm still very sick. Sick? Худой. I don't know. Я по-прежнему худой. Thin. I'm still thin. And it's probably because I'm working right now, like physically, and it is a lot of the cardio. A lot on my body. It might be changed if I would stop work and only sit at home. But I know my constitution of my body. I never were fat, even if I weren't work like so hard. And now I have like some kind of also addiction about like physical activity, and I have a bench press, which I told you 1 billion times because I'm so enjoying this stuff. And I just can't just go to the kitchen, for example, and not push some weight there. Just it might be whatever, my back. I might just train my back. In another way, when I go back, I might like train the chest and the triceps, and then like biceps, and like I'm addicted to that freaking shit. Because I see the results. That's probably why. And like the shape is very good. If you would consider my age, like 32, I'm still very hot. Guys, I'm right now can see huge progress in all the direction. If you would compare myself in 3 years ago and now, actually, like step by step, that was a very nice adventure. Not bad actually, if you would take into account that I weren't spent too much time on all of this. It's very hot in this room. So as I see you stop communicate with me again, let me just spend 1 minute to bring some water here, and I just will continue reading in 20 minutes or just during 20 minutes, and then I will go sleep because already too late. But I feel so pumped and buffed right now. There is so much adrenaline in my blood and all these freaking hormones, so I need to spend them on stream. to plus only found. Pendulum use refined method. Okay, this refined method is pendulum use refined, изощренный, refined method. Okay, methods track new adherents that fly to them. Like months to fly. What? Like months to a flame. Okay, let's just read 20 more minutes and then I will go sleep, guys. Refine methods to track new adherents that fly to them. Like months. I know what the problem is, I just needed to... zoom my camera. Here we go. So you weren't able to see my pants. How often do people seduced by pendulum advertising tricks wander away from their happiness that was all the time right in front of them? People join the army and perish there. People enroll in educational institutions and in vain. Like that is my case, in vain, just about the institution. Never been finding a way to use my diploma. Master professionals that are not really theirs. People find jobs that feel alien, but that are supposedly prestigious. They work and find themselves swamped with problems. They bring strangers into their lives and end up suffering. So a pendulum activity very often leads to the destruction of destinies of its individual adherents, although the pendulum is trying to hide its true motives, pretending to be virtuous and good-hearted. Pretending to be
virtuous
and good-hearted. Good-hearted. The most dangerous things for a person who has fallen under the influence of a destructive pendulum is the fact that the pendulum takes its victim away from those life tracks where he would find true happiness. Let's outline the defining characteristics of pendulums. A pendulum feeds on the energy of its adherents and thereby amplifies its swinging. A pendulum tries to attract as many supporters as possible so that it can receive as much energy as possible. A pendulum sets its group of adherents against the other group. Look at us, we are better than they are. A pendulum is aggressive in blaming all those that don't want to become its adherents, and it tries to win them over, neutralize them or remove them altogether. A pendulum puts on good-looking and attractive masks. It covers itself up with noble aims and plays on people's emotions in order to justify its own action and win over as many adherents as possible. One could say that the pendulum is an egregor. I don't know what it is. and the translator too, by nature, but that is a rather narrow definition, of course. The concept of an egregor does not reflect the entire spectrum of possible interaction between man and energy-based information structures. What between man and energy-based information structures? Pendulums. Pendulums play a much greater role in people's life than it is customary to believe. People чем принято думать. It is customary to believe. It is possible to illustrate how a pendulum consumes energy from its adherents by using the following example. Imagine a full stadium where a dramatic game of soccer is taking place. Things are getting tense, fans are raging. Suddenly, one player makes an unforgivable mistake, and because of that, his team loses the game. A storm of anger descends from the fans upon the player. They are ready to tear him apart. Can you imagine what a huge mass of energy, negative energy, lands on the head of this unfortunate player? Oh my fuck. Can you imagine what a huge mass of negative energy lands on the head of this unfortunate player? You would think that having suffered such a monstrous blow, he would die right there on the spot, but that doesn't happen. Instead, he is alive and healthy, although somewhat crushed by feeling of guilt. Then where did all the negative energy go? Well, the pendulum harvested it. If it had not done so, the person at whom the crown aimed its anger would have died, while the glorified star would have flied up to the sky. What the fuck? Towards, guys, which is brand new here. Glorified star would have filled up to the sky. I won't be the judge of whatever the pendulum is, an animated being or simply an energy form. I won't be the judge of whether the pendulum is an animated being or simply an energy form. I don't understand what this animated being is. I won't be judge of whatever the pendulum is an animated. Или если мы одушевлен... being or simply an energy form. Одушевленный.
Animated.
Full of life or excitement. An animated conversation. Оживленный разговор. Animated. or simply energy form. Whatever the case, it is of no importance to the transurfing method. The important thing is to be able to recognize a pendulum and to avoid participating in its games unless there is something you can gain from such an interaction. It is very easy to recognize a destructive pendulum as it has one defining feature. It is always competing with other energy structure just like itself, fighting for control over people. A pendulum has only one goal: to capture as many adherents as possible in order to get as much energy as possible. The more aggressive a pendulum acts in its fight for adherence, the more destructive it is, meaning that it poses a threat to the fate of an individual person. Meaning that it poses. What does the poses mean? Это означает, что он представляет угрозу для судьбы отдельного человека. Poses. Meaning that it poses a threat. Представляет угрозу. Poses a threat. Meaning that it poses a threat to the fate of an individual person. Someone might object that there are, after all, charitable organization. Charitable, like when you giving money for free. Organizations, societies for nature preservation, animal welfare organization, and other. Preservation, what does it mean? Общество охраны природы.
Societies
of nature preservation. Preservation. Animal welfare organization and other. What is so destructive about them? The fact is that they, no matter how you see it, feed on your energy and do not care about somebody else's happiness or welfare. And this is destructive for you personally. They ask you to be merciful to others while they remain indifferent to your welfare. If this is okay with you and you feel truly happy doing charity work, then this might be your calling and you have found your pendulum. But please be honest with yourself. Perhaps you are just wearing the mask of a charitable giver. Are you actually giving your energy and money away for the welfare of others and doing it with all your heart? Or are you just putting on a charity show so that you will see like a better person? You will seem like a better person? Destructive pendulums have taught people not to choose their own destiny. After all, if a person was truly free in his choice, he would be independent. Then he wouldn't be attracted to pendulums and wouldn't become one of their adherents. Our mind is so used to the idea that our fate is our lot in life. What it means? Участь в жизни. Our fate is our lot in life. Участь. making it very hard for us to believe that it is possible to choose the fate that we would like to have. It is very advantageous for pendulums to keep their adherence under control. Advantageous.
Advantageous.
Выгодно. It is very advantageous for pendulum to keep their adherence under control. Therefore, they come up with all sorts of ways to manipulate their adherence. The following passages give clear example of how this is done. If you make a cult movement or a school out of transurfing, it could also become a pendulum. Different pendulum vary, of course, in their degree of destructiveness. Transurfing, even in a worst case scenario, would be much less destructive than its counterparts would. This is because it does not serve some external and general goal, but rather it exists exclusive. Miscuse. Exclusively for the good of every single individual. Therefore, such a pendulum would be very unusual, kind of like an individualist society with people who are busy focusing exclusively on their own individual destinies. By the way, here a homework assignment for you. What pendulum could be called constructive? But why on earth I'm telling you all of this? I'm doing this because I have to explain to you what it means to choose your fate and how to actually do that. Have patience, dear reader. Some of the things we have been talking about are not that easy to get your head around, but gradually a clear picture will emerge.
Emerge.
Постепенно вырисовывается ясно картина, but gradually, a clear picture will emerge. The battle of pendulums. The main defining feature of a destructive pendulum is that it aggressively seeks to destroy other pendulums so that it can drag people over to its side. To accomplish this, the pendulum will always try to set its adherence against adherence of the other pendulums. We are good while they are not like us. They are bad. People who are drawn into this battle lose their way and start following false goals, which they mistakenly believe to be their own. This is how the destructiveness of pendulum becomes apparent. Fighting other adherents is fruitless and ruins lives, those of people you fight and your own. Let's take an extreme example of the battle for adherence: war. In order to convince its own adherents to go to war, the pendulum will put forward arguments that correspond to the specific historical era. The most primitive method often used in history was to simply order people to get back what was rightfully there by force. As society became more civilized, arguments acquired forms that were more refined. Refined. Изощренный. Refined. One nation declares itself the most progressive and developed, while others are declared to be backwards. A noble aim is then to bring these undeveloped people to a higher level. And if they object, apply force, and modern conception of war appear to go along the following lines: a beehive hangs on a tree. Beehive hangs on a tree in the forest. Wild bees live there, producing honey and raising their young. But then a pendulum approaches the beehive hangs on the tree in the forest. Wild bees live there, producing honey and raising their young. But then a pendulum approaches the hive and announces to its own adherents, "These are wild bees. They are very dangerous and therefore they must be destroyed, or at least we have destroyed their hive." You don't believe me? Just watch. The pendulum pokes around inside the hive with a stick. The bees fly out and start stinging the pendulum's adherents, and the pendulum's triumphantly exclaims, "See, I told you so. Look how aggressive they are. They have to be destroyed." It doesn't matter what kind of slogans are used to justify wars and revolutions. Their purpose is always the same: to serve in the battle of pendulum for adherence. This battle can take on different forms, but their sole goal is basically to get as many adherents as possible. Sole goal. Единственная цель.
Soul.
But their sole goal is basically to get as many adherents as possible. New energy is a vital necessity for the pendulum. Without it, the pendulum will stop and thus cease to exist entirely. Therefore, the battle of the pendulums is a natural and unavoidable battle for their existence. Right after wars and revolution, follow other forms of battle that may be less aggressive but which are served nonetheless. Examples of such battle are the struggle for market domination, the rivalry of political parties, economic competition, and all possible form of marketing, advertising campaigns, ideological propaganda and so on. Ideological propaganda and so on. The living environment is made out of pendulum. Therefore, you will find competition in every possible domain of modern living. There is competition everywhere on all possible levels, starting with political and governmental disputes, and ending with competition between clubs and among single individuals. Okay, guys, that was nice to be with you here, but it is time to go sleep. I wish to spend more time here today, but actually we have no any reason to complain. Literally, we've been doing 3 streams in a row today, like all of them was almost 2 hours in a row, so we got huge boost in reading today, and that was pleasure to communicate with you guys. So I will see you next day. I don't know exactly when the days are come and blah 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 blah, but very soon, guys, very soon I will see you again with huge pleasure, and we will continue to read this masterpiece book. But somehow I already need to start to find another part of this book, because there is like a 8 part of this book, which in YouTube each part of it is 8 hours. Like there is 8 book and each of them like 8 hours. So, and we have only one part of it. Но у нас на руках только один экземпляр из 8. But we only have 1 copy out of 8. 1 copy out of 8. So guys, again, thanks for being here. 2 persons who were following the channel. Also, additional thanks if you are real persons and no bot, like Momo Limo and Klaus says. But if you would take into account the name, it's probably were bots. Guys, again, thanks and bye 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 bye.